Hey YouTubers, 95 Speed GTA. Well, this is my first how-to video and my last how-to video of the year 2011. So this is going to be my first video with my new camera, which is a Sony Handycam. I don't have the model number with me, but I'll be sure to do a video on it soon. And my new Sunpack 6600 PG tripod. So this is what we're doing today. There's a lot of work I got to do on my Caravan. As you can see, the front bumper is messed up yet again. I got a new one. What we're going to be doing here is I'm going to show you how to take out a aftermarket car alarm system that is installed in your 1996 to 2000 Dodge Caravan, Grand Caravan, Plymouth Voyager, and Chrysler Town & Country. This video can pertain to other cars, but I want to keep it specific because there are some car alarm systems out there that are tied into the computer and such, and I don't want to make it too much of a universal video because I don't want to feed people the wrong information. So here we go. First off, I am taking the Siren out, and we're going to take it from there. Working on these Caravans are pretty straightforward and easy. Obviously this is not a factory system, but they're placed in, these sirens are placed in a million different places. They're generally placed up on here over by the battery. They're usually held in by self-tap Phillips or flathead screws. What you want to do is locate it, and before you do anything, we're going to disconnect the negative and positive terminal of the battery. You could usually just get away with it by disconnecting the positive, but I'm going to be replacing the battery, so why not? So here we go. Hey guys, alright, so we're going to go in the car now. Okay, so right away we have the Valet Wire hanging, so we kind of got an idea of where it is. I've never done a car where the whole wiring system wasn't underneath the steering column. But we got some stuff to move out of the way, and this is some kind of a hush panel or kick panel or whatever. It's, you know, just hanging there, of course. Where are we? You can turn it with your finger, or you can get a flathead screwdriver, but take it out. And this is pretty much what it looks like. They're kind of like well, they're supposed to be spring-loaded screws that you just turn. Move that off to the side. First of all, here's your knee bolster panel. The tools you're going to need is you're going to need 2 Phillips head screwdrivers. One not necessarily that long, but it does help. And it's, well, like a snub nose screwdriver, just like this, for a screw that you're going to get out over here. That snub nose screwdriver you're going to use for the Phillips head that's right here. And the longer screwdriver you're going to use right underneath the parking brake lever. You're going to have 2 Phillips head screws there. Underneath that, you're going to have 1, 2, and there might be a third one on the bottom holding it in. And after that, it's just held in by the clips, and you're going to take it out. And then we got this metal bracket we're going to have to remove. Next, you want to get yourself one of these. Well, you don't necessarily have to get one, but I got 2 of these, and they make life so much easier. Taking apart engines or anything like that. It eliminates the need for a manual ratchet. You know, I prefer it sometimes, you know, when you're doing jobs where you really can't tighten things up too tight. But anyway, grab yourself a 10mm. And it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 3 others on the other side on this metal plate, plus 2 up here, and some Phillips head screws. So I'm going to take a look at it and see which ones have to be taken out, do all the guesswork for you guys, and we'll be back in a second. I'm not even fat, and this is a tight spot. Alright. See how easy that is? Just don't lose the bolts. Be there forever with a manual ratchet. Just want to get this job done and go in the house and eat or do whatever it is that you guys do. Alright, so you guys are watching what bolts I'm taking out, right? So it's 1, 2, 3. One on the bottom. Oops. One here. One here. Oh wait. Oh wait. Yeah. We're gonna leave this one on the bottom for last, and I'll show you in a second. We're leaving that one because we have to undo that Phillips head screw right there. Because I don't know why, but that's attached to the hood release, and we don't want to break that. So. Alright, with that out of the way, let her rip. And there we go. Put this in your back seat. I got this, and this will do. Alright, this looks like the ground for the alarm. Here's the brains of the alarm right here. So let's undo the ground, get this shit out of the car. Careful, it's sharp on here. Here we go, so you don't screw up. Ooh, a Viper alarm. Not bad. Not bad. Maybe I'll fix it and maybe I'll put it up on eBay. But anyway, okay, here's where things get interesting. I really don't like how they did this. Alright, this wire, as you can see, is running towards the firewall. That's the wire that you cut for the siren. We're going to deal with that later. It's got 10 million pounds of electrical tape on it. So, next step is you want to get yourself a razor blade, which I have. It's across the street though. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to unravel all the electrical tape because I want to see if they spliced into the wires or they cut into the wires. And it's a little bit of a process because you just can't go ripping out wires. They soldered it. Wow, that's pretty professional actually. They should have shrink tubed it though. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start cutting because there's no breaks in the original wires. All it is it's just spliced and it was a wire soldered in. We don't know that for all the wires, so we're gonna have to undo them all. Okay, now this is tapping into the main ignition system. And this is where you're going to have to really pay attention. Get the rest of the wires out of the way. Alright, what's going back here? There's more into the BCM. Alright, no. Now I'm pulling this forward. What I'm pulling is for the siren. There's the wiring. Remember you saw that? We got 2 wires here. I'm sorry. This is it's electrical tape. There we go. Onto there. Alright, and we got a positive that's running to the fuse block. Where are we here? This is also soldered on. I gotta get a piece. I'll be right back. And when you're opening up any kind of harness or anything like that, make sure when you stick a razor blade in to, like cut the electrical tape, you do it in between the wires and you do it softly because you don't want to cut into wires. Usually you don't, and it's not a big deal, but I'm just giving you guys a heads up. Alright, this is just soldered into a main power feed. So, again, I'm going to clip it. Now sometimes you guys get lucky because usually what shops do is when they install car alarms, they pretty much they cut wires or they, instead of soldering, which this was a pretty good job whoever did this. Instead of soldering, what they do is they use the splice connectors or wire caps. You screw them on to screw 2 wires together. So it makes it even easier. Me, the only thing I have to do here is the wires were, you know, the jackets were separated. And instead of the wire being cut, which you really should never ever cut wires underneath the dashboard, but most people do, what this person did is he removed the sheath of the, I think that was the right word for it. They removed, like you see how the wire is white, the coating? I keep forgetting words. Instead of cutting the wire, they remove a section of it, and then they solder on the other wire that goes to the alarm system. That's a really good way to do it, and that's how you usually find factory stuff, but most people don't do it like that. So remember, you're going to have exposed wire, so you're going to need to electrical tape them shut, unless you want an electrical short somewhere. Gotta cut down here. And you don't have to follow me word for word, because I'm going to tell you now, some of your setups are going to be totally different. Like here. Alright, here's exactly what I'm talking about. You see this green wire? This green wire goes to a yellow wire in the Chrysler ignition system. So we got the Chrysler ignition system, the aftermarket alarm, down to the brain. Here's the yellow wire that used to be connected. You see, this is probably going to be it's probably going to be soldered. So this is where you got to pay attention, and you got to put wires back together where they're supposed to go, or else the car is not going to start. This is how alarm systems work, and the starter, this is connected to the ignition interruption system. So all you're doing is taking the alarm out and just putting everything back to the way it was. I see what they did here. There. So, officially, the Viper alarm system from the year 2000 has been removed. Take it, throw it away, do whatever you want to do with it. Now, let's finish repairing the ignition system. Okay, our aftermarket, non-working junk alarm system. Here's what you do with it. In the garbage. And this particular part is for the previous owner of my van. Brian, if you're watching this right now, this thing has brought you nothing but misery, just like I have, and it makes me feel really good to finally get rid of it. Alright, before I put you guys back on the tripod, I'm going to show you what I did. I had to run to the store, because I wanted to make this really easy. I can't really solder and shrink tube on this, because one, it's like 30 degrees outside, it's going to take forever for the metal to heat up. So what I did was I just went to the store, and I got crimp sleeves. They sell them in brass and in copper. The copper ones are like really expensive. So, and what I did is you slip the two wires together, and you crimp it. And then once you crimp it, I mean, you could even use it. You could use this to crimp it. Once you crimp it, what did I do with it? I just had it. Anyway, I just bought electrical tape. You take electrical tape and you tape this up. Generally, I wouldn't, if this is for a customer's car, I wouldn't do it like this, because, you know, like I said, your name's on the job and everything like that. Just make sure it works. Squeeze it, because it is a little cold. And all the stuff you took off to get to this, put it back up. That's one. And that's two. Alright. I fixed the open in there. Put the carpet back. Now we're going to reconnect it before we put any... Oh, I got one wire I got to put in right here. I got to cover up. Now, before we do anything, and we put anything back up, we got to put the battery in and make sure everything works. Okay. Move it back. Move the shit out of the way. Let's give her a try. There we go. Now let's make sure everything works. Headlights. Ooh, listen to that belt tensioner. Check. Signals. Check. Back lights. check. Windshield wipers, even though it had nothing to do with it, you gotta check all electronics. Check. On, off. Interior lights, check. Radio. Fan, check. Brights, check. Mirrors, check. By the way, make sure you make a little list of what works and what doesn't work in your car before you do this, so when you do a check, you're not going crazy. But anyway, YouTubers, this is 95 speed GTA. Listen to that sound. Man. YouTubers, this is 95 speed GTA, and that is how you remove a aftermarket car alarm system for your 1996 to 2000 Dodge Caravan, Plymouth Voyager, and Chrysler Town & Country. YouTubers 95 speed GTA, over and out.